Good morning, welcome back everyone. Just about 18 minutes before 7. Now, 2 new studies conclude when it comes to CPR, hands-only chest compressions are enough to save a life, and breathing into the victim's mouth isn't needed in most cases. Joining us this morning to talk about the new findings and the effectiveness of hands-only CPR over traditional CPR is Tom Carpenter. Good morning, Tom. Thanks for getting up with us.
Good morning.
Now, I was saying I lifeguarded many years ago, and this has been something that health professionals and researchers have been talking about for quite some time. Why now are they finally making it a push to go to the hands-only CPR?
Well, I think we have been looking at it for a long time. This is a bigger study that's been done before. It kind of just gives a little more oomph to what we've been thinking and what some cities have been doing. In this area, our dispatchers have been using this technique in their guidelines for the last 2 years. And because we are seeing such good results with it, I think we just want the public to know. We still have a problem with the public's perception of not wanting to do CPR because of the mouth-to-mouth.
Yeah, that is a big deal. People don't want to get that close to a stranger. Can you explain why this works so well, why hands-only does save lives?
Well, the theory is that if someone just suddenly collapses, right before they collapse, they have plenty of oxygen in their body to last quite a while, but their heart is not beating. And so if we can just beat the heart and circulate what oxygen is left in their body, and just from the fact of pressing on the chest and releasing the pressure on the chest as quickly as you do, it still brings some air in and out of the lungs. And if people are delaying thinking about mouth-to-mouth or not doing mouth-to-mouth, it's actually more detrimental. And so a lot of the studies and our own practical experience has been that the results from this are at least the same, if not a little better in some cases.
Now, you bring up an interesting point because you kind of explain there, if you see someone collapse or you get to them very quickly after they collapse, after their heart stops. What if you come across someone and you have no idea how long they've been down? Then what do you do?
Well, you know, again, if you already know CPR, you should do CPR the way that you were taught to do CPR. We're not saying that this is going to replace conventional CPR, but if you don't witness them go down, the best method is to, add the ventilations in there too, because you don't know how long they've been down. But if you do have the right to say, I don't feel like I'm going to do mouth-to-mouth, and doing CPR is still going to be as beneficial.
What about when it comes to kids? Is traditional better than this new way or not?
That's a very good point. In things like children and babies, more prevalent is the reason their heart stops is because of a respiratory problem, and so it's very important to still do the mouth-to-mouth along with the compressions in those kind of patients. Same with like drownings, certain kind of poisonings and overdoses where it's more of a respiratory problem than a heart problem.
Tom, we're out of time, but of course I know you would like everyone to learn CPR, but if you don't know it, are you going to get some help from whoever is on the end of the line when you call 911?
Yeah, in La Crosse County currently, if you call 911 for a medical emergency, you're patched into a medical dispatch center, and they will give you guidelines on what to do. Even if you know CPR, they'll give you the reassurance and make you reassured that you're doing the right thing. They'll prompt you on what to do for all kinds of different situations, especially CPR.
Yeah, well, that is great news because, as you said, even if you know it, you might be a little bit nervous to actually do it. Tom, thanks so much for shedding some light on this new study, and we hope that folks are a little bit more willing to help out someone in need. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, that was Tom Carpenter from Gundersen Lutheran.